Just one quick second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your dial. Before I get to starting and talking too much, we're going to get a voice check because I don't have the full staff here for preseason game number 1. So I see we got some people already in here. Let me know how well you can hear me. Am I too loud? Am I too low? Is it just right? Once I get confirmation of that, I'll go ahead and get started with this pregame show. But I won't say too much until I get confirmation, but I will say this. Welcome to the best live pregame show. My name is Chris Jenkins, credential member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, a.k.a. Man of the People. And if you're new, if you're part of the recent surge and growth of people, welcome. But this is what I do. I go live each and every game day, 2 hours before. Today we adjusted a little bit. And then I'll go live immediately following the game on the field. So you're in for a treat if you haven't been there before. If you've been here before, you're back for another treat. I got a few people that have said we are clear. So we are also in 4K. So as always, let me go ahead and step to the side. There's Alex Zetlow of the Charlotte Observer that just walked by. It's a Friday night. It's a preseason game, the first one. The crowd is maybe what you would expect it to be, not too heavy, as the game starts at 7 o'clock, which is a little bit more than an hour and a half from now. Cleveland Browns and Shedeur Sanders, who will be starting tonight, will take on the Carolina Panthers, who will also be playing their starters. So I see a lot of new people signing on. Let me say this. Give me a second to get this right, because this is a very important thank you that I got to get out here. Hopefully I can get it correct. All right, so I have to say stop the music, pause for a second. Extremely big thanks, sincere thanks to Corza Automotive. Corza Automotive gave us our biggest donation ever just the other day. And, you know, I'll spare you the long version. I'll maybe do another video where I go into detail, and maybe I'll leave something in the comments. But you guys know, very transparent, man of the people. I like to say I work for you guys. We're independent media, 100% supported by you guys. So when I get a donation like that, it really touches me, really motivates me. I need it. I want it. I want to grow bigger and do more things. So Corza Automotive, thank you so much for your support. And anybody else that wants to support, if you're able to, hey, even $1 helps. There's a link in the description for the Cash App. If you want to send me $1, it helps because it's a lot of cost that goes into covering this team. But let's go ahead and get into it. Glad that you guys can hear me well. Let's get some shout-outs. Let's say what's up to Donald Byers. Let me give a little round of applause there. Man of the people, let's go. It's game day, baby. Keep pounding. Yeah, so during the game, right now this is the pregame show. It's going to be shorter than usual because first pregame, not a whole lot of transactions and things like that to talk about. But once the game starts, I'll be upstairs in the press box. Our photographer, Patrick Snyder, is already down on the field and already cranking out pictures to let you guys know what's going on. So hop on over to Twitter. Best place to follow along with us during game time is Twitter. We'll post updates, injury updates, photos, and all that good stuff there on Twitter. And then after the game, we'll go back on the field. Excuse me. And we'll have our post-game show from the field where we'll talk about my analysis of the game. We'll talk about what players and coaches have said. And also, as always, we go live to take your questions. So we will be doing that. Let's go ahead and give a few other shout-outs. Rory Blake, appreciate you. Amp for Life, haven't seen you recently. Let me actually step over because I might need my glasses during this show. I'm getting older, guys, and at some point as I'm reading things, I may need to peek down, so let me go ahead and grab my glasses. But Amp for Life, looking forward to it. I will say, hey, if I pass you, Chris. So, yeah, as always, guys, if you pass me, say hello. Now, right now I'm going live, so if you walk by, you know, I won't be able to say much. But once I'm done, definitely would love to say hello to anybody that comes by and sees me here. I forget what side of the stadium this is called, and I know you guys may laugh at me for that, but I like to say the easiest landmark is I'm by the Honeywell building. But what's up to you, Amp for Life, Ken88, Luke, and then look at you guys here. I appreciate it. I need it. Let's see. We got a $2 super chat from Big D, no Kool-Aid sipping. Good to see Panthers football is back. Appreciate you very much. And let me just also tell you this. Normally we have our assistant VJ here who helps watch my back and all the things that are going on. So if I seem a little extra like this today, it's because I don't have anybody watching my six. So you guys out there are able to help me, okay? If you see something going on behind me crazy and I need to keep me safe, please let me know. All right. Thanks for that support. We are getting closer to that 20,000 subscriber mark. I thank you guys so much. I think we're only about 200 away from 13,000. So if you're watching right now and you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. Help us grow. The bigger we grow, the more that we can do. Get those coaches interviews, those player interviews. It helps when they know they're going to be seen by lots of Panther fans out there. So let's go ahead. Oh, it looks like I got a Browns person walking near me. Hopefully they're just going to keep walking by, right? There we go. Got that peripheral vision working for me. Let's go ahead and get into this. Make sure that we don't have any more members that just – oh, here we go. Luke Kelly. Let me see if this works here. I don't hear this, but hopefully this works. Did it play?
Super chat.
Hopefully that played. Hopefully that played. Luke Kelly, man of the people, $10 to help us out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That goes to air travel, hotels, car rentals, and the staff. It's three of us. So there's a little bit of a operating budget that we need to cover. So Luke Kelly, thank you so much for that support there. And did I get all the super chats? I think I might have missed one. Okay. Yeah, I did miss this one. Is Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast rolling through? So Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast is absolutely a staple, absolutely a regular part during the regular season. Do not ask him to be on during the preseason, but Rashad, if you're watching, if you come by before I'm off, then yeah, we'll go ahead and get Rashad on as well. But Rashad is a staple for all home game, pregame shows. When I'm on the road, he's not on there, but I'm on the road. I typically have other journalists call in and be a part of that pregame show. So appreciate the question, Donald. Appreciate the super chat. Let's go ahead and get back into it. So Bank of America Stadium right behind me, preseason kickoff at 7 o'clock, Browns and Panthers. And tonight we will have the Carolina Panthers starters playing. And they have not. The first year with head coach Dave Canales, he did not play any of the starters. And I didn't like it last year, and I'm glad that he's made some adjustments and he's doing it this year. And with that being said, let's go ahead and look at the Carolina Panthers first official depth chart that is out so we can understand what we may be looking at tonight for this matchup of the Panthers and Browns. So Tedder McMillan, Adam Thielen, and Xavier Legette as our wide receivers. No surprise there. And then we have no surprises across the offensive line with Akeem Ekwonu. Got to fix my graphics, so hold on for a second. With Akeem Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, there is a center battle, which is currently being led by Austin Corbett. You know, Austin Corbett and Cade Mays are the two battling for that starting position at center. Robert Hunt, who hopes to win the, I think it's called Defender of the Year. Forget that new offensive line award, but he's hoping to win that, Robert Hunt. And then we got Taylor Moton, who got a little bit emotional the other day when talking about if this could be his last year in Carolina, because he says he's built so much here. His wife, his kids, blood, sweat, and tears on his practice field. He hopes that he can stay here, but he understands the business of it all. And if it is his last year, he's definitely going to make it one that is for to remember. Let's continue to go through this. Jatavian Sanders, who is currently getting his start at tight end because of Tommy Tremble. And then we have Bryce Young, obviously, and Chuba Hubbard. Now, what's behind them is what we're going to be watching closely tonight, right? Especially in that wide receiver room. David Moore, Hunter Renfrow, Jalen Coker, and then we have Jimmy Horn Jr. It's the way it seems to be working out. So the question is, how many will we keep? Will we keep 5? Will we keep 6? Will Jimmy Horn Jr. make it? Will Jalen Coker still hold on? So Jalen Coker had a good week in practice. Many passes came his way, and he did pretty good. But here's something that's going to help. But I feel like currently Jalen Coker and Jimmy Horn Jr. fill out the bottom part of that receiver room is their ability to play special teams. Now, Jalen Coker has not played special teams previously. He's doing it now. And, I saw him doing it the other day. He looked pretty good. He actually got a holding penalty called against him by the Cleveland Browns during joint practice because the guy was trying to stop him. He looks like a big body coming down there to break the wedge and make that tackle. So that's what you do when you're trying to make the bottom half of the roster and have that chance to be on the team and continue to elevate as a wide receiver and move up, is you got to play special teams. And Jalen Coker is doing that. Jimmy Horn Jr. is also doing a good job of doing that. I think Jimmy Horn Jr. is going to beat out Raheem Blackshear at that special team spot, returning kicks and punts. That's my opinion as of right now. That's what I'll be watching during the game. Let's continue to take a peek at some of the other battles for offense on that second and third team. I'll let you guys glance at it there for the offensive line. Mitchell Evans, the draft pick, looks to be holding on to his spot. And then, of course, Andy Dalton, Rico Dowdle, and I'll let you guys glance over that for just a second to see the remaining offensive positions. All right, so that's your offense, current depth chart for right now, preseason game number 1. What about the defensive side? The defense, as we all know, was just absolutely terrible last year. Records for things that none of these guys want to remember. Whenever you ask a player about last year and, comparing to how they're going to be better this year, they just go to say, last year, we're not even talking about that. We're focused on right now, what we can do, and I like this group right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at this group on the defensive side that we hope they gotta just do better than what they did last year, right? Here we go. Patrick Jones II, Ashawn Robinson at defensive end, Bobby Brown III, defensive tackle, Derek Brown at DN. Derek Brown is not going to play tonight, so part of the starters exclude Derek Brown from your watch list tonight. DJ Wonnum, Trevin Wallace, Christian Roseboom, Mike Jackson, J.C. Horn, Trevin Moreg, and Nick Scott. That's going to be your starters on the defensive side. Damani Richardson was looking like he may be up higher, but he's currently not. He's currently on that second team. And then Shaw Smith-Wade at that nickelback. Obviously, they don't have that on the depth chart, but he's behind J.C. Horn for that. J.C. Horn is not going to play tonight, so expect to see a lot of Shaw Smith-Wade. But then you got some other guys here that you're going to be watching closely. So here's my 2 cents on who to watch and who I'm going to be watching tonight. Mostly our undrafted free agents that are out there, right? That I named Bobby Brown, Tershawn Wharton, Patrick Jones, Christian Roseboom, Trevin Moreg, and then our draft picks, right? We got to see how these draft picks are going to do because these guys, that's how you build a team for the long haul, right? Princely, I haven't done my name chart studying, so I won't try to say his last name, but Princely, Nick Scorton, and Lathan Ramsden. Lathan Ramsden had a very, very good week this week practicing against the Cleveland Browns. So Lathan is a guy that you're going to want to watch closely. Nick Scorton, all these guys that I just went through, the undrafted free agents and those rookies that are part of that 2025 class, watch them to see how they're going to do. Now, how much will these guys play on both the offensive side and the defensive side? Well, Coach said that in his dream world, Coach Canales' dream world, he'd like to get about 8 to 10 plays for these guys, and that's going to be determined by how that first series goes. If they're able to get out there, have a long drive, get up to that number of that 8 to 10, then that'll be all that you see for them tonight. But if they go 3 and out, then you're likely to see them come out again for a second series. All right, so I missed a super chat that I'm going to get to, and then I'm going to go to the Ooh Man Me Yelling. Yeah, something like that. Let me not miss these super chats that came through. Panther fan raised in Charlotte, living in Ohio. Keep up the good work, bro. Hey, what part of Ohio are you in? My son, my oldest son, he's 24, the Marine. He is now living in Ohio. He's in Columbus, Ohio. So I will be now making trips to Columbus, Ohio to see my son and my grandchildren. Yes, I have 2 grandchildren. That's crazy, right? Appreciate you, GDM, for the super chats and the support of the channel. $10. Let's go ahead and get this man his super chat sound effect. There we go. Super chats are always needed. And then we got another one here. Proud of you. Keep up the great work. Hey, man. Group hug. Group hug. Hey, I'm a very real guy, right? And life comes at you. And I'll tell you what, be very transparent with you guys. When I get on here, sometimes, no matter what has happened, you guys bring me up. You give me confidence and spruce me up. So I like the family. You're part of the family when you're on this YouTube channel. But you also have a friend in the media, which is myself, right? So I'm going to work my butt off. Any questions that you guys have, if I don't have the answer, I'm going to go get it. If you want a player interview, if you want a question to ask to a coach, I'm going to do everything I can to get there. Last season, we traveled to every single preseason game, Jesus, don't use his name in vain, every regular season game, trying to do it this year. So if you guys continue to support us and help us monetarily be able to do so, we'll do it and continue to bring you some coverage about this team. All right, got through all those. So let's go ahead and take one more look. Well, not one more look. Let's go ahead and take our first look at the depth chart for the special teams. All right, so currently, Raheem Blackshear is listed number 1 for kickoff return and punt return. So am I going to walk back what I said earlier about, I don't know about Raheem Blackshear making this team? I'm not going to walk it back. I'm not. Because Raheem Blackshear has certainly been a staple for the Carolina Panthers for the past several years, returning kicks and special teams, right? But I forget what exactly they did, but they did not sign him to, I forget what it was called, but they had the ability to sign him, and they didn't. Let him test the market. And then he came back and signed with the Carolina Panthers. Now he's on the team. To me, it's a lot of, you got Chuba, you got Rico, and then you got Trevor Etienne, who's been doing very good. So would you then keep Raheem? So if you do, obviously he's going to be at the special team spot. But is it not more advantageous to keep that spot for a younger guy that seems like he has a lot of upside and seems like he's certainly, in my opinion, most of Jimmy Horn's career has been about special teams. He hasn't been like a stud, balling out, crazy good wide receiver. He looks great, looks fantastic, but it hasn't translated to anything very significant in a game from a wide receiver standpoint. But, again, that ceiling looks very high for such a young guy at the wide receiver position, and you want the more weapons you can have for your quarterback, the better, right? So, in my opinion, I'm like, let's give that spot to Jimmy Horn Jr., not Raheem Blackshear, because we're going to continue to develop. Now, you could put Jimmy Horn Jr. on the practice squad, develop him there. But, we'll see how these preseason games go and play out. But, nevertheless, Rico Dowdle, David Moore, Trevor Etienne, and they have Jimmy Horn Jr. all the way down at 5th for kickoff return and punt return. I just don't think that's going to hold up. I really don't. J.J. Jansen, of course, is your lone snapper. Sam Martin, and then Matthew Wright currently is your kicker. And then Ryan Fitzgerald is your second kicker. All right, that's currently the special team. So I got a comment here that says, let me see if I can throw this up here. Here we go. You crazy. Horn is the truth. Now this is why I say this about Horn. Does he look good? He looks great. Have I been giving him props all week in joint practices? Yep. He's caught that really rainy day that we have. I forget what day that was, but that really extremely rainy day that we had, Jimmy Horn was catching the ball with his hands. He didn't have any drops with the ball going through his hands, caught it clean, even had some going down the middle where guys were coming in on him. Had a ball that was behind him the other day, thrown by Andy Dalton, was intercepted. He didn't just give up on it. He immediately stopped, went back, tackled the guy, and then tried to strip a ball away from him. FanFest, what did he do on special teams? Ran down and got the guy, hauled his butt as much as he could to save a touchdown, and he's actually practiced his tackle. So I like the grit of Jimmy Horn Jr. I love the grit of Jimmy Horn Jr. But if you go back, look at what this guy did in high school. I think he had about 800 yards wide receiving. That's not crazy. I mean, right? Like, that's okay. College career, same thing, about 800 yards, didn't have a lot of time. So, again, that's not crazy. That's just kind of like a guy. Just a guy doing his, filling in his spot, filling in his role. So, obviously, there's a difference between looking good, looking fast, and being effective in a game. So, we'll continue to watch. We can continue to talk about it. I'm here for it. So, let me just check the comments real quick to make sure that we are good. All right, and we are still good. So let me continue to work through the show. Appreciate everybody's involvement with the show, questions with the show. Make sure that if you have already subscribed that you like the video. That helps other Carolina Panther fans find out about the channel. All right, and for the Cleveland Browns, I'm trying to get some water here for a second. For the Cleveland Browns, your starting quarterback will be Shedeur Sanders. Give me 1 second, take a sip. So, Shedeur Sanders, the highly polarizing player that went to Jackson State, then most recently went to Colorado for a couple of years, who was believed to be the first-round pick, slid all the way down to the 5th round before he was picked by the Cleveland Browns. Currently, the Cleveland Browns have a ton of quarterbacks, and currently a ton of their quarterbacks are hurt. So that's really the reason why Shedeur gets to start tonight, is because of the lack of availability they have in their quarterback room. Now, interestingly, Deshaun Watson. Sorry about that. Deshaun Watson traveled with the team. He is here. He'll be cheering on his teammates tonight, and Shedeur, one of those people. But, yeah, Shedeur Sanders gets his first start, so we will watch that closely. We will analyze it, and we will talk about it post-game. But I would expect Shedeur to play. They only got 2 quarterbacks available tonight, so I would expect Shedeur to play certainly a half before getting relieved in that second half. Uh-oh, I left the super chat on there. Sorry about that. So I've already really talked about what I'm going to be watching tonight. Let's see. On the offensive side with those starters, Bryce Young, Shedeur McMillan, Xavier, like, what am I looking for in the offense? I feel like they're going to be solid. My advice to everybody about Shedeur McMillan, T-Mac, is he's growing. He's still working on his craft. So tonight, if there's a mistake or two by T-Mac, it's all right. Why? Because he has been doing an excellent job of learning, but he is certainly still a little raw. I want to adjust my lighting here. There we go. Let me adjust that light just a little bit more. You guys know I'm a perfectionist for trying to have things look A1 quality. And by the way, we are broadcasting in 4K. So if you appreciate the crystal clear quality of our broadcast, that's another reason to hit that like button. But T-Mac, I think, may struggle tonight. But I say this, absolutely look for him to get some targets tonight. I think that's going to be part of the game plan. I felt like it was definitely a part of the game plan with the joint practices that Dave Canales made a point to get T-Mac a lot of targets. He's a guy that has a lot of potential, a guy they're high on. So, in my opinion, look for T-Mac to have at least 2 targets tonight. And he's a work in progress. I'll say that. Certainly looking forward to seeing Dowdle some more and Trevor Etienne. Trevor looks pretty quick, pretty shifty, and fits well. So, again, that battle, Trevor Etienne, Raheem Blackshear making a squad, we'll be looking at that. And that's the center battle, but that's kind of hard to watch during the game. That's something I got to go back and watch the tape on between Corbett and Cade Mays. Now, on the defensive side, obviously what we're going to be looking at is the run game. Will the run game be – I forgot that this was up there. Hold on 1 second. Let me make an adjustment here. There we go. So, yeah, we're going to be watching the run game of the Carolina Panthers. Absolutely, absolutely horrible. Now, again, we still don't have Derek Brown out there. We will not have J.C. Horn out there. I'm going to take a quick sneak peek and see who else we're not going to have out there. But even with all that being said, I'm going to say we're going to see an improvement on that run game. There's not too many people that scare you on the offensive side for the Browns. Now, on the defensive side, I didn't mention this Myles Garrett, but I don't think he's going to play tonight in terms of Myles Garrett getting after Bryce Young or not. So that's all that I'm watching. Let me see if I can share with you guys a picture from today, and then I'll take a few questions, and then I'm going to get out of here, and I'll tell you guys what to watch for our in-game coverage as well as our live post-game coverage. So give me just a moment. See if my photographer sent me any other pictures. I do not see any at the moment. And we'll see if we can take a few questions before we get out of here. But again, I'll step to the side, let you all see what the current atmosphere looks like out here. Sun's coming out, which is changing my lighting a little bit, but it's still a very light crowd at the moment, which I think is to be expected. You're still just under an hour and a half to kick off here for the matchup of the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. All right. Now for the fun part of the show. Let's see how many questions I can take before I get out of here. And right now we have a huge amount of people watching. So for all those that are new watching, let me tell you what to expect from our game day coverage each and every day. Each and every game, I should say. Always 2 hours before the game, we'll do our live pregame show. And for home games, I will have guests, Rashad from Panther Nation Podcast, joining me. For road games, I'll be inside the stadium on the field. And for those live pregame shows, I'll have typically another journalist guest. And during those pregame shows, I'll go over the inactive list, big news from the week, what to expect from the matchup, things that I'm going to be watching. And then I'll also take your questions. So that's our pregame show. Typically lasts anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, starting 2 hours before the games at all times. Once the game starts, I invite you to and please come over to Twitter. That's where we'll keep you up to date with all the action from the game, all the behind-the-scenes information, such as if a player goes out, we get information on if that player is going to be coming back or what they could be reviewing him for injury-wise. And then post-game, we'll have our coverage. We'll go live approximately 1 hour after the game. I'll be on the field post-game going over the latest, the game itself, reviewing what the coaches and players have talked about, and then breaking down the game, breaking down the stats from the game, and showing you photographs. The best photographer in the business works for us, Patrick Snyder. So that is what you have to look forward to each and every game day. I am your friend of the media, Chris Jenkins, man of the people. Any questions that you guys have, things that you want to see, I'm here for it, and we'll continue to bust my butt and make sure I get all that for you. One of the great things about being independent media, I let you guys run the show, all right? So let's see if we can have a few questions that we see before we get out of here. We got a lot of comments, so let me see. You guys going to make me throw on my my glasses. I'm going to try not to do so. All right, let me start from the top here for a second, see what we can go through. Try to take 2 or 3 questions before we get out of here. Lots of excitement, which is good. You know, I was talking to some people on the way here, and they said, man, I feel good about this Panthers team. I do too. The way that they've been practicing, their head coach, the personnel changes, I believe that there's reason to have optimism about this team this year. What's going on, Big Justin? Again, I'm just trying to check for a few questions, and I got to pack up to go inside and get in the press box and start reporting for you guys. All right, some people saying they love this. I appreciate it. Hey, Doug, I told you I'm going to get the names right. And I told you I don't have my chart. If I don't get Princely's name right, let me hear everybody out there just ramble off Princely's name. Look, I'm not trying to say the guy's name until I know it, but I will get it down. I went to say it and like, nah, I haven't memorized it yet. But trust me, I got my pronunciation charts, and we're going to get that down. You guys love to pick on me. Appreciate you, Doug. Appreciate you, Doug. If you haven't become a member, man, consider becoming a member. What's up, Grayson Privet? You guys are crazy. All right, so looks like just a lot of general comments out there, which is good. I like to see the activity. Oh, Grayson says put Blackshear on practice squad. Now, in my opinion, now this sun is coming out and is about to scorch me. But in my opinion, if Blackshear doesn't make the roster, you got plenty of other guys that you can get up to speed at that wide in that special teams position. I mean, if you go back here and we'll put back up the special teams depth chart, you'll see we got options. Let's see. Give me just a second to get this right. The sun has come out pretty bright, making it hard for me to see everything. Here we go. So you got Rico Dowdle that could be back there. Hunter Renfrow, which I think that's, they got him on punt returns, not kickoff returns. But you got David Moore and Trevor Etienne, right? So you got David Moore and Trevor Etienne that could be back there. You don't need to keep Raheem Blackshear on the practice squad for that. I'd much rather you take up a practice squad spot, even though we got more than we've had. They've recently expanded to the 10 or 12 that we now have. But develop me another tight end. Develop me a defensive lineman. Develop me somebody that's really, really crucial, because you got other guys that can fill in on that special team spot. But I appreciate the comment. Last question that we'll get to. I'm going to take this one because, guys, this sun is starting to come out and blaze me. But Randy B, play hard, look good, stay healthy, keep pounding. What Randy B said. So I'm packing up for now. I'm going to go inside to the press box. I want you guys to follow me over to Twitter, where I'm going to post some photographs that our photographers right now getting, and start to update you on any news that the team is putting out about this matchup for tonight. And then follow me back on YouTube. And if you have not subscribed and you're still watching at this point, please, please, please subscribe to our channel. I work for you guys. Whatever you need, I'm going to try to get those questions answered for you. The bigger we grow, the more that I can do as independent media. I think it's a lot of fun for being independent media and give fans the control over the content. If you like that idea, if you appreciate what I'm doing, it costs you nothing, and I think it'll be a lot of fun for you. Thank you so much for watching live from Bank of America Stadium. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see you guys shortly.